Good morning. This is the President's Club of Dayton annual Best Member Banquet Award ceremony. This will be programmed here at the Presidential Banquet Center in Kettering, Ohio.
Could everyone please take your seat? Good morning. Good morning. I'm Veronica Bedell Nevels. I'm the president of the Dayton, the President's Club of Dayton. And I want to welcome you to our annual Outstanding Volunteer of the Year Awards breakfast. The history of this great organization began about 90 years ago, and the founding members had 4 objectives. Number 1, nurturing a positive image about community volunteer service and servant leadership. Number 2, organizing a coordinating body which could share information about community and service clubs' needs. And 3, growing, unifying, and strengthening the membership of their respective service organizations. And 4, keeping the public and service club members aware of community issues and the importance of area social service programs through work done by active volunteer citizens in the region. This is what makes our democracy great. When you are aware of a community need, you can create a nonprofit, a service club, a civic organization, and galvanize people who understand the mission and the vision and address the needs and issues in that community in a positive way. How fantastic is that we can do that? Altrusa, Civitan, Twin Tig, the Dayton Arab American Forum, the Miami Valley Military Affairs Forum, Rotary, all of the clubs here today. There is no misunderstanding or misinterpretation what each of our objectives are. You are the heroes of our communities. The President's Club of Dayton is here to celebrate these high-performing servant leaders in the clubs and communities that they serve. This recognition is a great honor, and our community of servant leaders applaud you. Welcome, relax, get a little rowdy, and have some fun. Now we will have the invocation by my oldest of 4 daughters, Reverend Ashley Ngazika Anya, after which we will get our breakfast, and Sherry. Is it Sherry? There's Sherry. She is going to serve us or have us go up by table. Okay? Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. All right, thanks, Mom. Right. Let's bow our heads to praise and get the breakfast. Amen. Dear wise and loving Father, first let me say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. We thank you for your many abundant blessings. We thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, and for sustenance and for friendship. We thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work.
and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. We thank you for loving us from your boundless and gracious nature. In the scriptures, you said that promotion does not come from the east or the south, the north or the west, but that it comes from you. Therefore, I pray for our nation's leadership, our state's leadership. I pray for our mayor and for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for this assembled council here. I am asking that you would graciously grant them the wisdom to govern amid conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare of the true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and righteousness, confidence in what is good and fitting, and the ability to work together in harmony, even when there is honest disagreement, and for personal peace in their lives and joy in their tasks. I pray for this assembly. I pray for this event today. I pray for the food. I ask that you let it be nourishment to our bodies. And thank you for this time to gather together. It's in your precious name we pray. Amen.
And then you can also use them as
Okay. Okay. Okay, I need your attention again. I'm interrupting your breakfast. We did not do the Pledge of Allegiance. So we need to stand and do that quickly, if you don't mind. And then we're going to continue with our program. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. It stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So while you're eating, we are going to continue on with our program because we have so many people to recognize this morning, so many superstars. Our keynote speaker is Amaha Selassie. He is an Afro-futuristic peace builder, a social healer, a freedom fighter, a network weaver, student of cooperation, and lover of humanity. He's the Associate Professor of Sociology and Director of the Center for Applied Social Issues at Sinclair College. I have seen him, I'm not going to read everything, it's right here in your program. I have seen Amaha around the community for different causes, different events for years. And when he was involved in the Gem City Market, which I don't know if people are aware of the Gem City Market. I think Tony's going to put a slide up to show people where it is. It's on Salem Avenue. Was a big task. This part of Dayton was a food desert. There were no grocery stores for this whole community to be able to find fresh fruits, meats, vegetables. And he's going to tell you the story of what true volunteerism is and, you know, what it takes to really do something big. So Amaha. Oh, and it is their 1-year anniversary. And this store was built from the ground up. So Amaha, please come.
Greetings, everybody. Yeah, I'm excited to be here today in the midst of so many change makers and volunteers that are making our world greater. And yeah, just honored to be here. And as she said, it literally is our 1-year anniversary today. And I was like, wow, because we're celebrating it on Saturday. I was sitting back here like, man, we were, you know, the doors about to open and we were still laying down COVID style on the floor. It was making the train, you know, building the track that the train is going, right? You know, I think it's an interesting story of the power of volunteers, right? Because you know, you might see me or Leela or a couple of people that like have kind of been more in the forefront in a visible way, but like this was made by countless numbers of volunteers that came together with their gifts and talents towards a vision. She had mentioned a food desert. How many are familiar with that term, food desert? Okay. When you hear the word desert, what kind of things come to your mind? Dry, sparse, barren. So I teach at Sinclair, and I often tell my students that if Dr. Johnson, our president, right, was to enlist our class to go to the Mojave Desert with some buckets that we can make the desert an oasis, you know what I mean? How many believe that we could do that? We're going to create a bucket brigade, and we're going to train. How many believe that they can do that? Yeah, not too many. But if it's free, I'm going, right? That's the whole thing. It's a free trip. I'm there, right? And you know, we'll perfect it every year. Like, you know, I think we need some bigger buckets, or we need some more people. You know what I mean? We're going to work this thing out, right? But to think that we're going to change the desert into an oasis doesn't seem possible because it's a natural phenomenon, right? So one of the first things that we did was we shifted the language from food desert to food apartheid. And the reason we did that was because we wanted to show the human mechanism involved, right? The reason why we have 40,000 residents in no full service grocery store was a product of redlining, right? Which was a human mechanism, right? And so if it was imagined, we can reimagine it, right? We have the power to change it, you know? And so the first thing, like to set our sights on like, this is possible, was to shift the language that we could believe that like, that, you know, we could come together and recreate an area that had historical disinvestment, right? Another issue that actually came wrong with historical disinvestment is there was high promise, low delivery, right? And so as volunteers, as we started to come together, we had to figure out like how do we walk true and authentic to this, you know? Like, I mean, people spill money, people do all, you know, all these things get thrown out there, right? And so how do we build and keep the integrity of the process? And we were kind of like Nehemiah, you know what I mean? We just kept building, you know, just kept walking, kept moving. One of the key things I think for volunteering is knowing that we have a shared future, right? And what I mean by that is that oftentimes we feel we have like these independent futures, you know, but like realizing that we have a shared future, or what Dr. King calls a single garment of destiny, right? And so once we understand we have a shared future, then we say like, how do we build that shared future? Like, what is this thing that we're intentionally building together? And in this instance, it was a grocery store, which sounded like a crazy idea. It was like who are we to put a grocery store? We had zero grocery store experience other than shopping. You know what I mean? Like we don't know how to run a grocery store. We don't know how to open up a grocery store. We never even built anything before, you know. But we believed that it was possible, you know? And so we started having meetings and we started, we put surveys out to the community to say like, hey, is this something that we want to do? Because one of the key things for community transformation is that you don't want to do something for, you want to walk with, right? Build power with the community, right? And so we're going to say, hey, is this something that the community is interested in? Something that the community needs and wants to walk with and support, right? And then it came back overwhelmingly, yes. We did like 1,000 surveys in 1 month. And then from there, we started saying, okay, we need to learn more. Well, first we had to find an area because we thought we were gonna go to, there's a Kroger's on Gettysburg that was closed. And at first we was like, oh, we're gonna get this Kroger's open, take us like 3 or 4 months and we'll be done, right? And then it was like, oh, like there's not enough density in the area, And so we had to like find an area that could support the opening of the market. One of the things that we did as far as our volunteer effort, that can be a little scary, right? But like we believed in community ownership, and our underlying goal was how do we use this process to turn or transform the community from recipients to co-creators, right? To be able to, spark these gifts and talents and believe that we can, if we have a vision compelling enough, that we'll put our gifts and talents to the center of a circle, right? Like that's the goal of volunteering, right? Like how do I give of myself in service of others for a cause bigger than me, And so, I
have the slides for you.
Oh, no, I'm good. But yeah, that's a picture of the market. So we did a deep listening campaign, right? So we went into the community and instead of, knocking on 50 doors an hour, we wanted to hear from the community, right? Because we wanted the community to be engaged and involved, right? Because the power of co-creating is the key, and participation, So it wasn't, we weren't in the back room, like making all these decisions, and then, it was like we built our mission statement together. Like we said, like, hey, what should we call this thing? And everybody came with their different ideas, and we collected them together, and we put them back out to the community, like fresh within their lives, and we ended up with Gem City Market. When it came time for our mission statement, we had probably about 200 people in the basement of Omega Baptist Church. And we're dividing all these different rooms, and we are trying to decide what is our mission? What is this about? And the word clean kept coming up, And I remember one of my board members was like, oh, we can't say clean. And but like in an area that has been disinvested, floors can sometimes be dirty, food can look brown, clean was important, right? And so that ended up in our mission statement. When it came time to building the building, we had architects that went out into the community and asked for people's feedback. And I'll never forget this, one of my funniest stories was that, so additionally, we're gonna have our bathroom in the front of the market. And then as things started going on, we ended up including so the market has a health clinic, a teaching kitchen, and a community room all inside of the market. And you're just gonna have to walk past the produce to get to the clinic. And so a volunteer one day was like, so you mean I'm gonna take my urine sample in the front and then walk it past the produce? Like, oh, we did not think about this, right? And so we then shifted to having the bathrooms in the back next to the thing. And so I think part of volunteering is believing in the collective intelligence in the room and trusting the people. Like the more we trust, the more, I don't like the word empower, but the more that we enable people to do what they're good at, to live inside their passion, right? The more we rise, and the better decisions, the more impactful we are. And I think that goes with the model of this organization, right? Strength through unity. You know, how are we strong together? Like even this room, you know, there's different associations, right? We're coming together from various backgrounds, right? But in this process of volunteering, we're realizing more of our common humanity, right? And our full humanity. And that was another part of the market, right? So we had East and West. You know, I don't know how familiar everybody is with Dayton, but the 98 were hyper segregated, right? We're one of the top countries, top cities in the country for hyper segregation. So we had 98% of African Americans that live in Dayton live on the West Side, right? 94% of white that live in Dayton live on the East Side, along with the Turkish community, Latino community, and African refugees. And through this process, you know, a lot of people from the East Side came and helped us build this market. We volunteered together, right? And in the process, we built these deeper relationships and we healed some of the historical wounds in our community, right? Because like we can't move forward as a people until we can process and heal, right? So that generations to come aren't dealing with the same things that we're dealing with right now, right? And so through the process of volunteering, to the process of coming together and building a vision together, you know, we built these deep relationships, right? And so we moved from being transactional to building these deep relationships, the social fabric that is necessary to sustain community transformation. The other part I think I wanted to mention was we did something kind of, I don't know if I say it was risky, but a little bit different. So we had different groups that came together to volunteer. Like we had a core group. We probably ended up maybe about 40, 50 kind of real consistent volunteers. And then we had some that, you know, would come and go. But, you know, we would go to Second Street Market, any type of event. We had people that did tables. We had a cornhole team, right? UD students wanted to be involved. Like, hey, we're going to do the park as a cornhole team. So, you know, like we created all these different ways, right? To knocking on doors, right? Like to help, you know, get the message out, to invite more people into the process of co-creating. And at the same time, how are we building more of this social fabric? You know, so I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned is the power of hope, right? And the power that volunteering brings towards creating hope, right? Because I used to see, so like one of the things that kind of initiated the market was these maps came out that measured opportunity. And it said that West Side had low and very low opportunity. Opportunity meaning conditions favorable for the attainment of a goal. And so I'm a sociologist, and so like I immediately knew that was redlining and all these things. But I used to look at opportunity as being something external to me, you know, like something that like, oh, it's kind of out there. But through this process, I've learned that like we create our own opportunity, right? Like as we bring our gifts and talents together, right? Like we are co-creating opportunity. Like we're creating the space and then we fill it, and we create a space and we fill it, right? And that's the power we have, right? To transform our environment and to thing that I like to call collective hope. Like, what is this vision that we want to work, live, and play in? And how are we going to leverage our gifts and talents and our resources to make it happen, right? And that's why the vision got to be compelling. You know, like what is compelling enough that I'm willing to give them my gifts and talents? What is compelling enough that, you know, I'm getting up at 7 and coming to, you know what I mean? Like something compels us, right? Like, and so how do we, you know, utilize our gifts and talents, you know, they call it asset-based community development, right? Towards creating something. And hope comes from knowing we have the ability to change the lived environment. That's why I brought up the food desert story earlier, right? Because, you know, if it's natural, then I'm hopeless. You know, man, what can I do? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And sometimes we can get complacent, you know, but the more that we know that we have the power, the ability to change our lived environment, the more hopeful we become. And that hope then transforms into action. And then the more we do, the more that we believe is possible, right? So one of the things that I left as the market was opening, first of all, I was pinching myself that more like, actually, you know, and it took like months for me to really just conceive that like this idea that we built together actually manifested and we're inside it now. But it's also that like, you could feel the hope. Like I didn't know that hope can be tangible. You know, like when a group of people does something small in scale, I mean, it's not like we changed the world, you know what I mean? But we changed something in a geography. You know, we made an impact, we made a dent, right? But you can see, we can see around each other that people had this sense of belief in the air. Like, yeah, we did this. You know what I mean? Like we own it. You know, and that sense of hope. It was so thick that you could cut it with a knife. You know what I mean? You could still cut it with a knife, right? Like, man, like what can we do next? Like what else is possible? You know? So that's why I want to bring in like the power of hope with volunteering, right? Because I think sometimes volunteering creates hope, right? Because we gotta see it. You know, like when volunteers step out sometimes into the dark, but we don't know where we're going, we don't know what we're going to do, there's no roadmap before us, you know what I mean? But we have the courage to take these small steps and we make the road by walking it, right? That brings hope because the more people see the change, the more the people see light rising in the midst of darkness, right? The more they believe that they can add to this, that they have their gifts and talents, right? And so I just want to encourage everybody here to keep pressing. I'm thankful. You know, a lot of people that I've looked up to in the community are in this room right now. And so it was an honor to be here. And I want to say congratulations to all the recipients today. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. This was an inspiring speech and it gives you a lot to think about, doesn't it? And it makes what you do, it validates everything that we do. Because as I said, when I first became president, that we're the unsung heroes, we're the silent groups throughout the communities that's fulfilling the void that exists. And so we're all, you know, you should give yourselves a hand for what you do. So now we're going to present our certificates to our honorees. And our keynote speaker here, Professor Amaha, is going to call your name, and I'm going to stand over there and hand you your certificate.
Stand over here.
Stand over there?
Over here by the flag.
Okay. Tony wants me over there. Okay.
That way I could get everything on Zoom here.
Okay. So we'll start.
Our first award winner, which I understand is not here, but his father is here, is Michael Leibold, which is for the President's Club of Dayton Special Appreciation. Michael was born and raised in Dayton, Ohio, and currently lives in Clarksville, Tennessee. Michael has worked as an information technology project manager and is a specialist in business processes, business process re-engineering, and business operations management. His professional background spans work in the corporate world to small business consulting and work with the nonprofit organizations. As a webmaster for the President's Club of Dayton, his responsiveness has been beyond imagination. It seemed that every time a request was made for Michael to change or add something, it was taken care of immediately. His most recent surprise was evaluating on his own more than 20 different organizations that could streamline the PCOD process for Membership Appreciation Breakfast Awards, the Membership Database, and the Citizen Legion of Honor Award. To our surprise, he came with springly.org, which does everything and more to manage the control of our database events. Without Michael, our organization would be lost. So give it up for Michael.
Bob, over here.
I can appreciate the value of this presentation, and Michael had some back surgery yesterday, so he was not allowed to even ride up here. So he and Tony get along very, very well. And last year I received this presentation. I've been a member of the President's Club since 1963. I was the first one to be president twice. And Phil Parker and I co-chair the Legion of Honor Luncheon. And this club is a great club, and you all need to get out and ask more members to get in. And Mike really appreciates the honor you're bestowing on him today. Thank you very much.
Next is from the Altruza Club. The recipient is Debbie Rowe. Debbie Rowe is retired from BNSF Railway Company located in Texas, where she was a tax director. She relocated back to Dayton, Ohio from Dallas, Texas in 2016. In Texas, she was a member of the DFW Altruza Club and transferred her membership to the Altruza Club of Dayton in June 2017. Her volunteer activities while in Texas were projects in literacy, Battered Women's Foundation, and she chaired the local school backpack drive. Since returning to Dayton, she's not only active in our Altruza Club, but also an active member in the auxiliary of Dayton Children's Twigs, where she is past president and works diligently on the Sugar Plum Festival of Trees. Debbie is also quick to volunteer for the Altruza Club. Put up for Debbie Rowe. Great. Thank you. We got another Altruza Club volunteer, Julie Hatton. Julie retired from Sinclair Community College in 2016, and she was employed for 30 years as a director of Modern Language Lab. In 2019, Julie's home of 30 years was struck and destroyed by one of the Memorial Day tornadoes. She joined the Altruza Club of Dayton in 2020, and many of the club members helped her with a garage sale consisting of salvaged contents from her destroyed home. Julie, in turn, donated all the proceeds from the sale to our Altruza Club Foundation. Not only does she volunteer for Altruza Club events and service projects, but also as a docent at the Dayton Peace Museum, as an usher, greeter, bartender at Dayton Live, and works the front desk and gift shop. So give it up for Julie. Next one is from the Citizen Club. It's Edward Lifesay. Edward Lissay is a former business consultant turned founder, pastor, and executive director of Mission Addiction, a faith-based 501c3. Based on significant research and experience, he has developed a unique combination of services to teach and coach individuals, couples, and families through different life challenges. Their advancement program series is called The Map of Healing and Recovery. MAP classes cover physical, emotional, and relational spiritual elements, including life purpose, while personal mentoring helps people put it all together. Serving others is at the core of the Mission Addiction and their name. To date, they've worked with diverse clients and volunteers from 25 states, 3 countries, and 9 time zones. This includes dozens of students from 8th grade to PhD, serving 19 states, 2 countries, and 7 time zones. Edward has worked tirelessly to train and organize this special virtual team of caring people to serve those in need, both person and online. So let's give it up for Edward. From the Simpson Club of Dayton is Damian Cooper. If we describe Coop in one word, it's dynamic. He can also be described as a change agent. In the 4 years as a loyal member of Simpson Dayton, he has been instrumental in increasing membership by 16%. In 2017, Coop moved from Oklahoma to Dayton, Ohio through a promotion at Wright Pat Air Force Base. He joined Simpson Dayton in 2018 as the current president-elect. Coop is currently working to build a bridge of community partnership between Dayton Simpson and Wright Pat Air Force Base through exposing military members and civilian employees alike to service opportunities that exist in our community. Damon not only uses his talent locally, but extends his skills and expertise internationally by being a personal development coach for ITGC Nigeria, an organization that is committed to alleviating period poverty and raising awareness for menstrual equity for young girls in the Kaduna State. Coop is also the proud father of 2 children. Coop has met the challenge of working through the COVID crisis by organizing meetings and implementing ways to do business more efficiently. We are so proud to have him as a member of Citizen, and with the energy he brings, expect continued growth in members and innovation ways to help our community thrive. Thank you. Next is from the Dayton Arab American Forum, DAAF, and our first recipient is Anthony Massoud, the secretary for DAAF over 20 years. Tony is on many Dayton boards, helping to serve nonprofits, past presidents, secretary, Citizen Club of Dayton, and current lead governor-elect for the Civitan Cardinal District, past board member for 13 years. United Rehabilitation Services, and currently serving on their advisory board for the Gorham Hewitt Ayers Foundation. Currently on the executive committee for Miami Valley Prevent Blindness Ohio chapter, is certified vision screener and has volunteered to help at health fairs in Montgomery County and Springfield, Ohio. Tony has been on the board of East End Community Center for more than 12 years. He is the founder of Cincy Columbus Dayton University of Pittsburgh Alumni Club, founded May 1992, and since then the club has given more than 60 scholarships to freshmen going to Pitt from Dayton, Columbus, and Cincinnati. Yeah, for real. Tony has been a tremendous asset, helping DAF with his knowledge and enthusiasm, promoting Arab culture and working diligently connecting DAF to important programs to help the Miami Valley community. Prior to the pandemic, Tony did Junior Achievement 23 years, teaching more than 800 students in Dayton public and charter schools. Our next speaker from the Dayton Arab American Forum is Nada El Akkad. Nada was born and raised in Egypt. She graduated from Cairo University and completed her master's in international development in 2012. She has worked on projects for the European Union and the United Nations in Cairo, Egypt. In 2018, she moved to Louisiana in 2018 and continued working in development and supporting nonprofits to serve and help the community as a freelance consultant and volunteer. Relocating to Ohio mid-2021 and still seeking to be an active member of the community, Nada joined the DAF and looks forward to supporting more community-based activities to foster cultural awareness and diversity. She recently submitted a proposal for a Dayton-based grant for DAF to educate children in the Northwest Quadrant of Dayton. This grant provides the students with Arab culture and educational information. Next is from the Dayton Women's Club. This is Samantha Hickey. Samantha Hickey moved to Dayton with her family in 2021 after working as a creative director in New York City for over 20 years. Upon her arrival to our family-friendly growing economy town, her Dayton-based retired Air Force father recruited her to take his place and helping manage, improve, and implement the dynamic social media messaging on Dayton Women's Club website. Hickey's new form business, Blue Corral Creative, a digital marketing company, is helping many small businesses enhance their online presence. Samantha's redesigned DWC website in her philanthropic spirit provided pro bono services to DWC's PR committee, to utilizing her graphic and web design talents have positively impacted the outcomes of community attendance at DWC's events. Local networking through word of mouth, along with expertise in navigating and constantly changing digital landscape, have been key to Samantha's early success. From Dayton Women's Club is Carol Medlar Huck. Carol has lifelong exemplary career for service, sharing her professional teaching and leadership talents began in 1965 within the Kettering City School System and continues to the present time as board trustee, past president of Dayton Women's Club. Her dedication to excellence can be witnessed through her French students benefiting from her Fulbright Scholar recipient's experience in France. Carol's multidimensional leadership skills were noted for many years as department chairperson of foreign language on Kettering Classroom, Teaching Association negotiating team past and present. Since 2003, Hauk has been a professional volunteer with the Dayton Women's Club, lending her expertise in a myriad of ways, ensuring DWC's mission success. Her volunteer activities include, but not have been limited to, serving as office liaison, budget finance, book leverage chairperson, and newsletter editor. Carol will always remain a valued asset to any organization she serves. And because she's the OG, she actually has another award, this time from the Exchange Club of Dayton. Motivated by her own humble beginnings, Miss Willa Mother Fletcher used her retirement savings to invest in the creation of the Holt Street Project. In 1991, the Holt Street Project was created out of Mother Fletcher's passion to relieve the suffering of the poor and the less fortunate. Mother Fletcher and her loving son, Walter Gilbert, teamed up to buy and restore the old building that is currently known as the Holt Street Miracle Center. The Holt Street Miracle Center is a residential drug and alcohol recovery center that provides a family-like setting for homeless veterans. Physically comprised of 36-bed housing complex, administrative office, staff kitchen, and laundry facilities, HSMC prepares residents for re-entry into mainstream society. By completion of a 90 to 100-day program that is administered by our staff of up to 12 professionals and non-professionals. Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, I don't have it. I apologize. That was you. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, I'm sorry. And so next one is Walter Gilbert. Can it say continuing slide? I didn't understand what I was saying. Okay. So author is Walter Gilbert. Our treatment program includes a unique total person approach that utilizes many principles founded in spiritually based 12-step recovery program. The results of our project are the reduction of homelessness, suffering, and domestic violence in the Dayton area. We have AA-NA meetings, one-on-one counseling, as well as group drug counseling. We have a case manager to direct and assist with community resources. Holt Street Miracle Center provides family outreach, food pantry, clothing from donations, Christmas and Thanksgiving help for families. Our mission is to provide transitional and long-term housing to our homeless veterans and their families, and to work with various agencies that provide social service, health, child care, legal, medical, mental health services to homeless veterans. HSMC mission is to develop an integrated system for long-term client tracking and coordinate our outreach efforts with other agencies. Next is from the Lions Dayton Club, Rodney K. Raines.
He's not here, he's in Florida.
Oh, okay. Okay, you take it on his back? Okay. So a longtime Lion since 1983, president of Vandalia Lions and served in most other offices, president of Troy Lions and served in most other offices, transferred to Dayton Lions in 2005, served as program chairman and secretary and treasurer, served as the president of President's Club. Rod has provided advice and helped with the past presidents of the President's Club of Dayton table at the Citizen Legion of Honor Award. Let's give it up for Rodney Williams. The next is from the Miami Valley Military Affairs Association, MVMAA. It's Cassie Barlow. Congratulations, Cassie. Cassie has been a member of MVMAA since retiring from active duty in 2014. She has served as president in 2018. Highlights of her presidency include establishing the lifetime and 5-year program for membership, laying the groundwork for the first ever corporate membership, and leading the effort to review and make current organization bylaws. Currently, Cassie serves as membership chair and has helped attract over 50 new members. She has engaged several corporate members and spread the word about MVMAA. Next one from Miami Valley Military Affairs Association is Tony Overhauser. Tony has been a dedicated member of the Miami Valley Military Affairs Association for many years. She has served on the executive board as vice president in 2019 and president in 2021, and is the current and most recent past president. During the pandemic, she worked selflessly to make sure that events still occurred virtually, and the organization was still able to build its membership and raise funds to support the Miami Valley military. Next is from the Montgomery County PAAL. The recipient is Pete Sexton. Pete has been a member employed by Montgomery County Juvenile Court for over 20 years and is currently the operations manager with Nicholas Residential Treatment Center. Due to his daily tasks, he works to reach, educate, and engage our diverse youth community. Pete regularly collaborates with MSCO PAL, volunteering to assist with and participate in our community activities. Perhaps his favorite event is our annual Easter egg hunt, where Pete has performed as our Easter Bunny for many years. But to get to come to the market next year.
There you go.
Rain or shine, he looks forward to putting a smile on the faces of the youth. This nomination includes Pete's commitment to collaboration and community. Pete, thank you for your outstanding volunteer service alongside MCSO, our board, and community we serve. Thank you. Next recipient is Captain Greg Stevens, who's retired. Captain Greg Stevens retired, was employed by Montgomery County Sheriff's Office for 30 years. Excitingly, he retired from office on January 31st, 2022. Greg has been a member of the MCSO Power Board for over 20 years, serving as treasurer and trustee during his tenure. Greg's relationship with the board started during his employment with the Metro Parks Police Department, which he partnered with Powell on the Hook on Fishing, Not on Drugs youth program through the Ohio Division of Natural Resources. Greg continues to be very passionate about helping our youth succeed as they grow and become valuable members of our community. This nomination celebrates Greg's continued commitment and dedication to display a positive image to the youth in our community. We thank you, Greg, for your dedication and your hard work to assist MCSO Powell achieve its mission, deputies and youth working together for a better future. Captain. Next is from the Optimist Centerville Noon Club, Evelyn Griffin. Evelyn is a 6-year member of the Centerville Noon Optimists. Evelyn is on the Avenue of Flags Renewal Team, the essay contest team, the Easter egg hunt team. See a partnership happening. And shared our skill trade scholarships, posts together our member handbook, acts as club photographer, and actively participates in almost every Optimist community project. She is a member of our board and also works with her husband, Greg, on growing optimism across the state of Ohio. Next from the Optimist Centerville Noon Club is Bob Lawson. Bob is a 6-year member of the Centerville Noon Optimists. Bob does deliveries and installations for Avenues of Flags, runs our Kids Day event in the park, fishing derby and adventure days, and works as a major day of event volunteer for our Tom Fraser Tee Off for Youth Golf Outing. Bob is a past member of our board, and if there's an event for the kids, as he likes to say, especially if it's outdoors, you will find Bob there. This is from the Optimist Riverdale Club. Richard Heberling. Richard Heberling joined the Riverdale Optimist in the late 1980s and has served as a board member, club president, and several times as an Ohio District Lieutenant Governor. Dick also designed our longest running club fundraiser and still participates to this day. Let's get up for Richard. Second seat. Okay. Next on the Optimist Riverdale Club is Elizabeth Elliott. Elizabeth is a new member of the Riverdale Optimists, having joined the club last spring. She became a regular attendee to our weekly meetings and is often called on to give the invocation. In addition, Elizabeth helped us at the Optimist Kids Day in the park last August and most recently helped at the Ohio District Junior Optimist Convention. Elizabeth is also active in her church and serves several other groups. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Next is the Optimist Dorwood Club. And recipient is Paul Atkinson. Paul has been an exceptional contributor to the Dorwood Optimist Club of Kettering since 1973. He has served as past president and on many club committees and continues devoting countless hours to our activities. Paul's 49 years of service to our club and our community have benefited many thousands of children, for which he deserves special recognition. Congratulations. Also from the Dorwood Club is Lowell Fort. Lowell has been a generous contributor to the Dorwood Optimist Club for Kettering since 1998. He has served as past president, guiding the club through the pandemic, helping maintain and coordinate our many fundraisers and programs. Utilizing experience as a teacher, principal, and coach, he has provided outstanding service for the benefit of children in our community. from the Green Optimist Club is Kim Bouse. She has acted as the club secretary and always attended the club meetings. She issues the minutes of each meeting 2 monthly within a few days of each event. Oh, that's a lot. She is loyal and hardworking. Based upon her dedication to the club, she has been elected president of the club effective October 1st, 2022. The club will celebrate our 10th year early in 2023, and she will spearhead this celebration. Kim also single-handedly heads up the Beaver Creek Christmas Park decoration each year and attends and leads all events. Get up for Kim Bouse. We'll make sure she gets. Okay. Next is the Rotary Club of Dayton, which I'll say on a side note, they gave us actually our first major donation, you know, and after we got there, then the door started to open up, so I appreciate that. And the recipient is Annie Boos? Okay, sorry for that. Annie has not been a Rotarian very long. She just joined in the past year, but immediately made an impact on the organization. She volunteered to help with the club's program committee, a key function of the club, helping to keep members engaged. However, Annie's selfless devotion to service was made evident earlier this year as she led her class of new Rotarians and fundraising project to the benefit of the Fraternal Order of Police 44 to support the Dayton K-9 Squad. Led by Annie's efforts, the new class of Rotarians raised over $25,000 to purchase a new dog, a ballistic vest, and a vehicle carrier. Sergeant Kyle Thomas of the Dayton Fraternal Order of Police was so moved by this generosity and fundraising effort, he said he had never seen anything quite like it. The Rotary Club of Dayton is proud to nominate Annie Foose as its outstanding club member. And last but not least is from Twin Twig Incorporated, and it's one of my mentors, Miss Barbara Hudson Banner. As a member of Twin Twig since 2012, Barbara has held a number of positions, including treasurer and currently vice president in charge of fundraising. Outside her position as executive director for Mercy Manor, Inc., a residence for women while they reestablish themselves in the local community, she extends her compassion and advocates making a difference in organizations and the community through her fundraising and volunteers. She serves as volunteer mediator with the Group Mediation Center's Community Impact Panel for Juveniles. She also serves on the Nurses Court and the Business Women Association, raising money for scholarships for graduating students at Phillips Temple. Barbara is an active member of the St. Margaret's Episcopal Church, where she is vice president of the Daughters of the King chapter. She also involved in numerous organizations, including NCNW, NAACP, AKA Sorority, and Beta Eta Omega chapter. Barbara has compiled many volunteer hours in these efforts and other project events and actively looks for ways to give back to the community. We'll give another round of applause for all the recipients. This is my first time doing this, so I appreciate your patience. Yeah. There it is. Put it on my resume.
Wow. All these high achievers. This was really, really nice. And we have a large group of talented people in our community. Super talented. One of the things that we want to say is Dorian Pierce is our photographer. And if you would like, and if you would like to have pictures taken, you can see Dorian, your group can go to the back there and have some pictures taken before you leave, okay? And let's see, Bob wanted to announce something. Anyway, this event has really been great. Belinda Huffman is the chair, and I'm gonna say Anthony Masood, Tony Masood is coaching. And give them a round of applause, and everyone who's helped Kathy, everyone who's helped, really been nice. One of the things that I wanted to mention also is that the third Wednesday of every month, we have a luncheon, and we bring special guests in to speak. And we start at 11:30 so we can have lunch. And then at 12 noon, the program starts on time. And we're out by 1 o'clock. And this month, on May 18th, we're bringing in, at the Dayton Women's Club, that's where we're meeting right now. And we're bringing John Zimmerman, who's the Vice President of Miami Valley Fair Housing. Now, yes, I'm a real estate broker, but this is not about just about fair housing. Discrimination is not necessarily about race. It's about other things. Somebody can live in a condo association community, and they might need a handicap ramp or something, and the condo association is telling you no. And, you know, there are all kinds of ways people are discriminated against. And you should come and hear John talk. Your mouth is going to drop. And us as leaders in working in the community, he tells us the do's and don'ts also of what to say, what not to say to people, or you know, just to follow what the laws are for communication. And so that's going to be an interesting discussion. It's always lively. Our Rotarian board member, County Recorder Brandon McClain, is also going to speak. And he's going to talk about the Veteran ID card program that he implemented in 2018. That's a really important discussion also. This program serves as a proactive safety net to ensure veterans securely record their DD-214 and obtain a valid form of state-issued identification that can be used to assist in obtaining healthcare benefits, burial benefits, specialized veteran loans, store discounts, and more. So that's an interesting discussion also. And I'm sure a lot of people in here could benefit from this discussion. So that's going to be next Wednesday, the third Wednesday at the Dayton Women's Club. And remember that we're here to serve you. We have a monthly newsletter that comes out around the 1st of the month. And what we'd like is for you to send in your information, whatever you all are working on, fundraisers, announcements, send them to us. If you go to our website, you'll be able to, and you can contact Tony Masood and send and communicate with him on how to upload your information. But we want to add that to our newsletter so that we can help support each other. And, you know, as you see today, our guest speaker has already found 2 people that he's going to utilize. So, you know, we're all here to help each other and build and grow. And I think that's all. Do I need to say anything else? Or did I forget? Bob, did you want to say something?
Just remember, over the 6th of the person taking the nomination. Put that down the thing.
Okay, I think that's all. Is that all?
No,
just to, if they get a newsletter, they should pass it on to the members of the organization.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of valuable information.
It is a lot of valuable information. This month's newsletter also talks about this being Mental Health Awareness Month. And we have a link in the newsletter for resources. This is, you know, just something that's prevalent in our community, in our families. And we need to be aware of it, be educated, and be there to help people who need help mentally. And COVID has just brought this to the forefront. So we did send out the newsletter. If you're a president, please forward the newsletter to your membership, and so that everyone will receive it. And that's really, really important. So getting us information for the newsletter and attending the monthly luncheon. And we send out Evite invitations for that. So please respond to that also. And with that being said, I think,
Photos.
Oh, our board members, could everybody stand in front of the Kathy, Justine? Larry is our past president. And Linda and Tony are our board members. And Bob, he's there to, he's our mentor. Yeah, but he's always there for us too. So give everyone a round of applause and yourselves. Thank you so much for coming. And now we're going to have the benediction by Reverend Ashley Anya. And after that, if you want to have your pictures taken, you can go over to the side there and Dorian will take pictures. Thank you so much for coming.
All right. My personal favorite part, benediction. Do me a favor, thank my mother for being a wonderful MC. It's not easy. All right, so let's get out of here. May the strength of God sustain us. May the power of God preserve us. May the hands of God protect us. May the way of God direct us. May the love of God go with us this day and forever. The Lord bless us and keep us. The Lord make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us as we go in peace. Amen. Amen.